When I say the word utopia, which images flash in your mind? For me, the clips that you see throughout this video are straight out of my daydreams. And in addition to a beautiful setting, I found many fulfilling ways to spend my time and people to spend it with here in Goa. And this video is about all of the things that I have been up to so far living in Goa. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and this video I wanted to show a few more glimpses of my life here in Goa. It has officially been 2 months since I moved. This video is in conjunction to the previous one. If you haven't seen that already, please check it out. I think a bit more context was needed as to how I equated Goa with fulfilling my creative dreams. So I have ventured quite a bit in the last 2 months to find that inspiration, that opportunity, those people that I was looking for, and I have been lucky enough to find some. So I'm going to include those. So stay tuned if you're interested, and let's get into it. So even though setting up and feeling like home was a bit of a process and it took some time, but eventually it did happen, and I would do small things to make myself feel at home, like go to the nearby florist and get some nice flowers for the house, or make some nice comforting cozy and warm meals, although not warm always because it's really hot here, so some cool meals and drinks were needed. I find myself eating quite a few mangoes, which might not be too healthy, but it is what saves me, and also cucumbers. Doing these small things after a very eventful change brought me back to my reality, and slowly I settled into my new routine here. So I'm going to the beach for sunset. When I talk about events, it is so diverse here. For example, on Instagram, when I moved here in my first week, I found this page called Cosmic Ventures, and they organize these stargazing parties every weekend in the middle of nowhere in a jungle, and it is so well planned and organized. They were going to pick us up from Panji, so I took a bus there, and the place I stay has only one bus in the morning that goes to Panji. I live in the south. So I reached there in the morning and spent the rest of the day there exploring, and it reminded me a lot of Fort Kochi because of the Portuguese architecture, but they had some of the best art galleries that I've ever seen. I visited two, and one of them did not allow me to take any footage, but the second one, it was just beautiful. They had these papers which had been anonymously filled by visitors who were sharing their deepest and darkest thoughts in those papers, and they just hung them up, and I swear I got lost in them. For better or for worse, it just stirred up so much in me that I spent a lot of time reading those papers. The paintings were, a lot of them were portraits and they were beautiful, but the artwork was very detailed, and it was a really enjoyable experience to read all the descriptions and the artist's vision behind each image. I knew I came to Goa for a reason, for my creative resurgence, and I'm already getting it, even though I'm not a visual artist, but it's crazy. The second art gallery I went to was Gitanjali, and you might have heard of it. It's quite popular. I wasn't allowed to take any footage in there, so there are no clips from there, but it was really beautiful and the paintings are amazing. In one of my previous videos about Goa, which was when I visited in October, I did talk about that there's something in the air here. It's not just about the events, but I don't know how to explain it. And you might be able to get it if you have been to Goa, but there is this sussegadness in the air where you take a step back from the material aspects of life. Then I grabbed myself a meal and headed to find more interesting places, and I found this bar which was called For the Record. Their decor was probably my favorite one because they had all these cool old vinyls which had jazz music, classic rock, and so on and so forth. Of course, they had Beatles, and they were kind enough to let me play any song which I liked from the vinyls that they had. And you don't even have to go and drink at these bars. You can just sit and have a chai and talk to the people there. Even the staff was so friendly, so welcoming. After my Panji adventure, I was picked up by the Cosmic Ventures people from the Panji bus stand, and we headed to their campsite, which is quite away from the coast in the middle of nowhere. They had tied up with this resort, so we got a buffet dinner and we introduced ourselves, had a little bonfire, and headed to the campfire site, which was 10 minutes from the resort. Sadly, I could not get footage because it was pitch dark. They had put up some yoga mats for us to lie down and just look at the stars, and they had even set up some camps for us to sleep in. We barely slept at night because the experience was so immersive. As we were laying looking up at the sky, the hosts were narrating the story for us. They told us how in the beginning we did not care for the sky and did not think too much about it, but as our mental faculties improved, we started making sense of the movements in the sky, and how now we know that these celestial objects have such a great impact on our lives here on earth. At around 4 or 5, we got another bonfire going, and we made some hot chocolate and Maggie, and we sat around and we shared ghost stories, and it was what dreams are made of, at least mine, and amazing stuff. For sunrise, we walked a little bit to this nearby quarry, which was beautiful, and we saw some crocodiles there as well. After that, we went back to the resort and we had access to the natural swimming pool that had no chlorine in it, so we had a lot of fun with that. And after a scrumptious breakfast buffet, they dropped us back to Panji. And I also talk about other creative outlets such as music and dance. You can find a live performance or an open mic night or a karaoke night pretty much any day of the week. It all keeps adding up. सवेरे तेरी यादें आती हैं. About what you said every day, lazy, then I started. Oh la la, oh la la, oh la la, oh la la, tu hi meri fantasy. Towards the end, everyone just gets up and starts dancing, and this is another very beneficial form of artistic expression, which is dance. And even if you don't want to be a dancer, it releases a lot of pent-up energy in the body, and it reminds you of play and of being carefree. So that is also something that I have become better at myself, dancing more often in my everyday life and not being afraid to dance in front of others. I love the concept of open mics as it is because the environment is so encouraging, and if you want to be a creative, you really need to learn to not be afraid of judgment or rejection when you put your voice out there, and it's extremely scary. But when it comes to your inner voice, your art, your ideas. It's really important to not let that fear hold you back. I think that is really fostered here because I attended another event. It was a poetry circle which was in North Goa. It was held at a cafe, and even though there were only 10 of us, it was so nice to just talk openly about things we are passionate about. And the circle was so well thought out. The hostess had planned a theme for the night, which was magic, and we had to write any poem or prose on the spot about the theme and then share it. We could also share other poems of ours or other poems that we like. It was just so constructive. One of my creative dreams is to be a poet, to be an author. So this definitely felt like a direct action in that regard. Another thing that I love exists in Goa is a spiritual community as well. And in my belief, creativity and spirituality really go hand in hand. I read this book once called The Artist's Way, and it talks about how to be an artist or to be creative, you need to keep your communicative channel to the source clear. And by source, I mean God, the universe, the higher power, whoever you believe in. Because the higher power is the source of all art and all creativity. So we are just channels receiving it and putting it out to the world. So as channels, it's our responsibility to hear the messages that are coming to us. And this sounds quite woo-woo and एकदम आपके ऊपर है, आपको बिलीव करना है या नहीं. मैंने बुक पढ़ी थी and I have experienced it myself, and so that's why practices like yoga and meditation are so beneficial, because it keeps your mind and body clear, which in turn helps to keep that channel clear. So in Goa, you will find there are so many retreats, workshops, classes pertaining to spiritual practices. So chalo, let me show you guys the house. This is my home. And I am so happy with it. It's nothing fancy, absolutely at all. It's just some basic efforts to make it a bit more aesthetic and organized. All these boxes I made, and here are my suitcases because I didn't have anywhere to put them. But I think this is not bad. What do you guys think? Finally, we have reached the last segment of this video, which is first and foremost a disclaimer. I am not suggesting anyone to come to Goa to pursue their creative dreams, whatever they might be. I am not saying that this is the only way to go about it, or even that this is the correct way to go about it. Right now, I feel for me this is correct because I have been able to find things, experiences, people aligned with what I want to do. But it is most certainly possible that it will not be the same for you and you will have a different experience. So please take everything I say and everything you see with a grain of salt. I did get comments that said, why did you move here? It's already crowded for Goans and more outsiders come and they stay here, and the place has become crowded or polluted and all of that. So I just want to say firstly that I agree with that, and I am genuinely, truly sorry to be one of the contributors to that. Recently, I have seen, especially in places like Bangalore, the people are quite unhappy with the coming of outsiders and taking up jobs and space, and affecting the environment negatively, especially after the cities we see like Delhi and Bombay, where people would come from all over the country for jobs, and now they are facing an environmental crisis. So it is a valid concern, and I am just at a loss for a solution as of now because I can't really move back with all my stuff now that my life's here, and I do want to live here for some time and keep pursuing the things that I have in the past couple of months, because it does feel like I am doing a lot of productive work here for my dreams. That being said, I'm not here permanently. I will move out eventually, and also I want to help as much as I can, and I make it a conscious effort to buy locally any product that I can, practically anything that I can do to contribute to this place while I'm here, because I do acknowledge that I am taking so much from this land. I'm really sorry that I'm here right now, but I am so grateful to be here. I completely in love with Goa, and I am completely in love with its people. I have met some amazing people here that have become family. I will just live extremely mindfully and consciously and make sure that I do not affect the environment negatively any more than I absolutely have to, which is to say that the garbage I produce and all of that. But yes, thank you for everything. Thank you, Goa. Thank you, Goans. And thank you all for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next one.